married. And I'm making this post so that y'all don't do the same thing that I did. This is an accountability post. I met him on Hinge, and this was back when the algorithm was working a lot better, and it was like 2022, I believe. I didn't like his profile. I just knew he was gonna like me, and the next day he did. Normally I name names, but just in case he has a new girl and they're at peace, I don't want to disrupt his situation, so I'm not gonna name his name. But anyway, we met up quickly, we went on a date, and we ended up being like glued to each other pretty fast. We were like in a relationship within like a month, I believe. He locked it down. He was not trying to see me single. This man was fine. He was like 6'3", buff, long hair. He looked like Roman Reigns. Society would easily give him a 9, easily. And if you know me, you know who I'm talking about. But frankly, his looks were pretty irrelevant, honestly. He actually was very kind, very sweet, very empathetic, very emotional, very in tune with his emotions, but also quite emotional. And, you know, he just had a lot of very positive traits. The number one being, he did not play about me at all. We went to brunch with his brother and sister-in-law, and they were kind of cold, like not really like, I don't know, warming up to me. And he called that out immediately. He was like, absolutely not. When his brother was not trying to get to know me after like we had met, he was like, can you put more effort in with Britt? Like, that's my girl. Like, put some respect on Britt's name. Like, he did not play about me at all. I had never in my life dated a man like that. I had never dated a man who was on my side. Like, who, like, I don't know, defended me. I've never had that before. He also impressed my parents. My mom liked him a lot. She said I broke his heart, and honestly, I agree. But yes, my parents liked him a lot. So we dated for like 6 months, and I kept feeling like something was just missing throughout the relationship. Like, something just felt like it was missing. And I would communicate that to him, like, oh, I like you a lot, I love you, but like, something's just missing. And I didn't know what it was, and this poor guy was just doing his best to try to figure out what was missing, like trying to make adjustments, but like he just couldn't figure it out, and neither could I, because I didn't have the self-awareness that I have now. What was missing was chaos. No matter how many adjustments he was willing to make, he couldn't adjust himself to become a chaotic, toxic man when he just wasn't that. And that's all I had ever been used to. You see, I had not taken the time to like truly heal myself after my relationship prior to him, which was with an abusive guy. Very abusive, emotionally avoidant guy. Emotionally unavailable, everything. Okay, I had not healed from that. Not enough to be with a person who was safe. And so one day when he pissed me off, I broke up with him like on a whim. Because the majority of my prior relationships were with like antagonistic men, I was not ready to receive someone who was safe and loving and kind and caring. Maybe I didn't think I deserved it. Maybe I couldn't recognize what it was. My nervous system didn't know what to do with safe. My parents were kind of emotionally unavailable. Growing up in that dynamic, you kind of look for that in partners as well. So I ended up with emotionally unavailable men back to back to back. That brings me to my next point. For a while, what I felt like the relationship was lacking was him being a true leader. He would defer to me to make a lot of decisions because he felt like I was more intelligent than him. He would want me to like plan stuff. He would want me to just like make a lot of choices that I felt like the man should make. And I just didn't want to do that. I wanted like a leader in the way that I saw leader, how I viewed it. But like, knowing that he has weaknesses and that I have strengths, and then deferring to me where he's weak and letting him take the reins where he's strong is leadership. Like, okay, he could lead when it comes to protecting and providing and whatever, but he may have needed help with planning and stuff that he's not so good at. But I just couldn't see that at the time because I was dumb. I thought I needed 10 out of 10 boxes checked. But relationships are not found, they are built. Soulmates are built. Boxes can be built. If the person is at 7 or 8 and the last 2 need some work, you can meet them halfway. They can meet you halfway. Adjustments can be made. You don't have to break up. So though he had 8 of my 10 boxes, I was still too traumatized to accept him. I couldn't regulate my own nervous system fully yet. I had gotten to that point at 25 and met a very abusive man at 26, and I lost all my progress. So I still needed chaos, and I ruined it. The next guy I dated after that ended up being another avoidant who was emotionally unavailable and ended up breaking my heart worse than anybody else I'd ever experienced in my entire life. So I got my karma pretty fast, I guess. Let this be a lesson. If you've met someone who's good, they protect you well, they show up, they love you, but you feel like something's missing or something feels off or whatever the case may be, or it feels boring, make sure that something is not just the trauma that you're used to. Make sure that, you know, you have healed enough to even receive what they're offering you. You don't need a perfect man. You just need a man that checks enough boxes that you can work with the rest. Anyway, that angel wasn't even on social media like that, so he'll probably never see this, but still, you do see this.
First of all, this girl is a really funny ass girl. She said this accountability post, right? She's talking with a smile. She's smiling this shit for clicks. She doesn't look sorry. Like you made a loss, like damn, I fucked up. Like don't do this, cause. And she literally just confessed to going back to somebody who wasn't like the last person. She went to the toxic. This is not an accountability post. You're falling for this shit. It's a trap. Don't do it. Yo, and she talk about, oh, I don't name names. You literally posted the face of that guy on your post. This is a dumb video. Who's falling for this shit? She play with you. She play with you. She says she's taking accountability. Look, you didn't take accountability. She's giving people blames. You said your ex, how you grew. No, I fucked up. I was dumb. This is accountability. I fucked up. I should have cherished him. I should have, But you went ahead to go and mention that you giving blame to still people. Why are you mentioning ex? And what? You. I literally saw somebody else too said, if a girl literally says you are a nice guy, like nobody has ever done this for me, you're cooked. It's actually right. And I pray for these girls because, especially in social media, news travels faster. So you can imagine all the boys stop being nice. What would happen there? You're gonna date. And then y'all will start complaining, oh, men are not romantically. Yeah, did this shit. I should be slamming this girl, like, on the comments, you girlies. Like, no, you did wrong. And you're ruining it for the next person. And people just think nowadays, like, oh, it's about me. No, you're ruining it for the next person. And it's a lot of you that are doing this and doing this. You're not appreciating these people. And once they change, whew, you're gonna you're gonna be cool. Because when I usually describe them like these animals that will always try to find a solution. You know what I mean? Like Jurassic Park. you know. So first of all, they realize they approaching like doesn't work. They stopped approaching. Stop compliments on the stuff. You remember the passport bros? Where did the passport bros come from? You feel me? They stopped taking shit, even though there's a disadvantage. So they're gonna start. They're literally gonna find a way out of this one too. So the ladies are all chuckling, ha ha ha. It's funny, blah blah. Wait till they figure out another thing, then it's gonna be your fault. You know, and the attention is maybe you're wondering why they don't treasure these people. It's like they have multiple choices. You feel me? They get attention from other people. So I feel like they don't treasure the one person who shows them. But we gotta understand also from their side. I get it. As a man too, let's take accountability. We gotta work on ourselves too. Be the best version of yourself and all this stuff, because they talk to the same people, same style, they all look the same, they're telling them the same thing. Try to think of yourself in a female's body, like why are they doing this? Then you get it. I usually say, as men, you gotta leave both sides. Being a nice guy and being a bad boy. Once you leave both sides, then you know how to approach these women and how they work. And once you leave both sides, that's why me personally will recommend somebody to stay single. So you can see both sides because naturally you're all romantic, man. Flowers, blah blah, like a girl. I've seen it, you feel me? But you should see the other side so that you don't get played. You see, this guy was like literally the sweetest. He got flamed. You just you just bond a villain. You don't get it. And this one will just make him go 10 times harder. Andrew Tate, Dan Bilzerian. Those are some of the examples of men who are out here like with multiple women and they're moving. Mind, what do you think they came from? Go back. They will tell you, yo, I was getting mad, rejected, and doing this whole stuff until I went and become a demon. And once they figure they're out, yeah, have yourselves to blame. This time you're gonna take accountability for real. You're gonna have an emergency meeting. You feel me? So that shit is not nice. So, what I was trying to say is, there was this guy. Okay, let me tell a story. There was this guy. It's short story. We were kids, like maybe 12, 13, 14 years, right? He used to get all girls on our block. Every girl, they were for this guy. He wasn't like the prettiest or he wasn't rich. He was just in the middle. He was alright, but he used to like, so he was like this bad boy, okay? He could dress, he had motion a little bit and all the stuff. He used to make these girls go mad. He even pulled the girlfriend's friends. Like the girl break up with him today at 2 o'clock, 2:05, he got with her friend. That was mad. I remember asking myself, how? How? You know, if you have money, okay. If you're the hardest, okay. How was he doing this? You know what I mean? And I was like, how is he getting them all addicted? So what he did was he was playing their game, you know what I mean? Fire by fire. You know what I mean? So he was a little bit different. That motion, he was different from the other boys, the nice guys, and all this stuff. So you gotta be different. You know what I mean? And once you stand out, then people are gonna be stuck with you. If you be, you know, when it comes to girls, if you be regular, then you're gonna be flamed. You know what I mean? You gotta play their game. You know what I mean? Because all they said is that they did their part. You know, like the dressing part, looking good part. So the bar is reason. You know what I mean? They got this hella option. So in order to get her and have her committed, you gotta be hella different. You know what I mean? Hella different. You gotta imagine, and you gotta stand out for you to stand out, right? To not end up like this guy was mentioned in the video. You gotta stand out like really good, just like nature. I mean, the strongest survive. You know, that's what happened with the dude I was telling from the story. You know, he stood out. He had his little motion and like he could dress. He had a little bit of money too, also, but he stood out. He was like a bad boy. You know what I mean? So he was playing literally a girls' game on their game, like literally. You know what I mean? He could get girls. He was like taking care of himself. He had a little bit of motion stuff. There was a lot going on, and it's that excitement which is mentioning here chaotic. If you've ever been around, they want to feel something they haven't felt, and something that's not regular. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm telling you. All this shit she's saying is relating to being a bad boy. The chaotic. You know what I mean? Because you're just nice and there's nothing fun about you. You know what I mean? With bad boys, you always do something fun, something you haven't experienced, and you're lucky to have them. They look different from other people who won't want a bad boy. Like they dress good, they look good. Feel me? And it excites them, you know. And you can't control emotions, so that's why I'm saying on your part you need to do your part, and you're gonna be cooked. Don't end up like this. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people like to say, "I think I love me for me" and all this stuff. You better make sure the next person that comes is not better than you at all in every aspect of your life, because that's an unspoken law of relationship and dating that people don't know. I gotta go with my girl out, and eyes need to be on me at all times. You know, like if you're not like that, then you might be cooked. You're thinking, "Oh, loyalty, loyalty." My friend. Loyalty can get you down, my boy. It's rough out here. So put in the work. We live in different times. I want you to be succeed. You know. So yeah. Listen, all this shit she's saying, abusive, blah blah, and still renting. Like I said, the nice guys are not fun. You know what I mean? I feel like you will get bored. And as soon as you become a bad boy, that's when you will be able to see their version and why they behave like this. I'm not defending them, but I'm telling you so that you see how the game works. You know? So all this shit, and people are asking themselves, why will she go to a bad boy still after this guy's treating her nice? If when you become one, you too you're gonna start moving like this, but like I said, you gotta be smarter than this bruise, because you might miss out on your person and you can't be in the game forever. So being a bad boy is like being a warrior in a garden, so that when war starts you good. You feel me? So yeah, you know, it's to protect yourself. You know, like I said, be the best version of yourself. Make sure you're the best person. Like another one will, like you know, just don't be, you know, it's not about even money. It's a lot of people saying money. You can be with money and still be a goofball. You know what I mean? You could be you can improve your looks and your style and still be a goofball. So make sure mindset also wise, mind wise, and all that stuff. you are the best version of yourself. And by that, I say, by being smart, I'm saying you have all this, and then you find a good woman who has values and all this stuff. Nobody can take away you from that, and that's just a boost to the relationship. You know what I mean? And even if she tries to leave you for a better man, you're the best version of yourself. So you're gonna win at the end. You're gonna have find somebody better. So this dude, I don't feel like he lost really because it wasn't meant for him. You know what I mean? So it's a win for him. At least he didn't find out when he's old. You know what I mean? Like if you don't know, some people try like this one will stay like this. They won't get the people that they want, and then they will entertain you. And then at the end, when they're 40, 50, they will settle with you because they couldn't get the person they wanted. Then that's how you end up in bad marriages. And so don't be that guy. Do not be this dude. You know what I mean? So yeah, like what are you got? You know what I mean? We spend all of our time chasing them. Don't chase them. Don't chase butterflies. Make your garden beautiful and they will come. And to make them stay, what do? You gotta wake up every day. You gotta plow the garden. You gotta plant seeds every day. You know what I mean? And it's not like when you're doing this to your farm, you're waiting, where's the butterflies? Are they coming today? No. You just focus on your shit, you're doing like you're loving it. And then out of nowhere, the butterflies come, the birds started nesting in your farm. You know what I mean? So that is good. And it doesn't matter the age. I've been able to live both sides. And I will tell you, I'd rather be on this side that I just said, be a bad boy, but you're still nice. Um, rather than being on this side and getting old, it's not gonna be nice. So yeah, So that would be my advice. And it just doesn't go with me. It also goes for girls, you know what I mean? So it's for both, literally. So and all this stuff that this nice guy um it's not that you're not doing right, it's because you're the wrong person. If a rapper, basketball players do this shit, it's cute and they remember it. So make sure you're the right person delivering all this sweet shit. And make sure she's investing, you know? Yeah. Well, she talking about her nervous system rejected. Bro, man, get the fuck out of here. What's she talking about? Bro, what? Yo, and somebody's gonna cover too. This is crazy. Hey, man, I already told you what I had to tell you, bro. And that's gonna help with the long run. You know what I mean? Man, don't let people stop playing with you. Come on, man. Imagine about your bloodline. Maybe your great 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 grandfather was a king. Come on, you're gonna go out like that? Damn, that's crazy. You feel me? It's a time for your villain Ike, and I'm not on some misogyny stuff and all this stuff. They can go online and talk bullshit like this, and I'm trying to help you. And like I said, it's not about female, male. Female can also do this because they get hold too from bad boys. Because the bad boys sometimes want the bad girls, and they can't get them because the rich people got them, and then they meet up with these normal ass girls. They get treated like shit. So it's like a, it's like a circle of nature. You see, she got hold too. She hold somebody, and somebody get hold too. So nature will do its call. Don't even trip. But like I said. Usually, there's a quote that says, in a room or in a conversation between two people, there's always a fool between you guys. You know what I mean? There's always a fool. So make sure you're not the fool there. Yo, it's tough out here. And I'm glad, like, I took my time today and stuff, and like, I learned a lot from it. So, for a better cause, I know people don't want to be alone and stuff. Be alone, walk on that journey, figure it out. And you're gonna see the other version. I mean, it's for your own benefit. And a lot of people can don't want to be alone, and that's your problem. You can't grow, you know. So, what you think about this situation? I just find it crazy, but like I said, don't be a dummy like her. Because you're not gonna be in the game for long. So, be cautious to um notice somebody who's down for you, and but also stay dangerous. Like I said, stay dangerous, but don't be dummy waiting to get this other untouchable stuff that you can't get. As soon as you spot a real one, take her, but also stay dangerous. You know what I mean? because it's on your own benefit, because they got bored easily, you know. So, yeah. Tell me what you think. Tell me in the comments and make sure you click that follow button, Appreciate it. So, yeah.